Waterfalls of chocolate, cubes of caramel, and trays of turtles. There's certainly something sweet happening at Hilliards Chocolates. Located in this old white Victorian farmhouse, standing grandly on the corner of Washington and Main in North Easton, Hilliards is a family-owned chocolate company that's been crafting gourmet confections for nearly a century.
It dates back generations to about 1924. My grandfather started this location in 1950, and it's just turned into like a wildly successful, great adventure.
Erin McCarthy is part of the fourth generation of the Hilliard family now running the business. And to say she grew up here is almost an understatement.
The building and the business is a big part of my childhood. Almost all my childhood memories involve in some part the store. I was a kid in a candy store.
In fact, people from all over have warm memories of Hilliards, from the inside of the shop always filled with rows and rows of sweet treats, to the outside of the shop topped with a particularly memorable box of chocolates.
Yeah, the box of chocolates on the roof, my grandfather did that. It was one of my uncles, I believe, that actually handcrafted the chocolates. The box itself used to be on the porch down here, but interesting story, some people thought it would be fun to steal some of the chocolates, so we put it up on the roof, and that's what people really think of when they think of this building.
For generations, all of the Hilliards candies were made right here in the shop. But as the business grew, so did the need for more space. So a few years ago, they built a giant production facility right next door. And even though they're now working in a brand new, state-of-the-art building, most of the candy making is still done using old-world techniques and old-school equipment.
Some of the equipment we have is very old, but still wonderful. We have the copper kettles, and the copper is important in the tempering of the candy. We have these cooling tables that have been around longer than the business itself. The caramel cutting machine and the caramel press have been around at least since the early 1900s. The R&R rovers in the other room, my grandfather actually invented, and then he continued to sell them around the country. And to this day, you'll see Hilliards and rovers and dippers all around the country.
And of all of the deliciousness being made at Hilliards, nothing is more popular than their almond toffee crunch.
I really think our signature item would be our almond toffee crunch. That's one of the recipes we've had since the beginning. It's a thin layer of our toffee with almonds mixed in, and then we coat each side with dark chocolate and raw crushed almonds also on each side. It just has a really great texture, crunch, but it's also buttery and tender, so it's really delicious. Most people who try our almond toffee crunch say it's one of a kind.
The chocolate options are almost endless at Hilliards, especially when it comes to truffles, because the display case is always filled with all kinds of flavors. But if you really want to indulge, get some of their decadent, dessert-sized ones.
The dessert-sized truffles are about the size of a golf ball. One of our newer truffles is a cookie and cream. That one's delicious. We have some of the Oreo cookies sprinkled on top and mixed within. We also have a peanut butter truffle, which is delicious, and pistachio. And I don't know if I can pick a favorite between those three. They're really a special treat.
Another special treat that's chewy, crunchy, salty, and sweet are Hilliard's cashew patties.
We start on a bed of the cashews, and those are good because they're roasted and salted, and that salty and sweet really, is a great combination. We have a nice soft caramel that goes on top. It's a very smooth, buttery caramel, and then on top of that we have our signature chocolate.
Other great choices here include classic chocolate-covered Oreos and creamy peanut butter delights featuring two great tastes that taste great together.
Our peanut butter delights are for any peanut lover. The peanut butter filling is a special recipe. We're not going to give it away. And of course, peanut butter with chocolate is just like an amazing combination anyways.
Another amazing combination, chocolate-covered sea salt caramels, each one topped with just the right amount of salt sprinkled on by hand.
Even though we do have the equipment, it runs through the enrober, it's still important to hand sprinkle the salt on. A machine just couldn't do it to give you that perfect amount of salt in comparison to the sweet. Sometimes there's no replacement for machinery. You really need the people there.
And it's the people who make all the sweets here so special.
Because it's a family business and it's gone back generations, there really is truly a sense of love. And it might be cliche, but when things are made with love, it shows. And I think everything we have here really is made with love.